Dirty jokes my mom, part 63. A brunette walks into a dildo store and asks how much a black dildo is. Guy says $50. She asks how much the white one is. Says $50. She leaves, doesn't get anything. A redhead walks into the store, asks how much a black dildo is. Says $50. How much is the white one? $50. She leaves, doesn't get anything. A blonde walks in, she asks how much is the white one? $50. How much is the black one? $50. Well, how much is that plaid one over there? He says, oh, that's a special one. That's $200. She says, I'll take it. Right around closing time, the manager comes in and was like, how did sales go today? He was like, nothing in dildos, but I sold your thermos for $200.
Oh my gosh.
All right. So a little boy goes to a priest because he sinned. He needs to confess. He says, Father, please forgive me. I have sinned. I've been with a loose woman. And he says, oh, is that you, Joey? He says, yes, it is. He was like, now tell me who you were with. He's like, no, I don't want to tell you. I don't want to ruin her reputation. Was it Tina? No, it wasn't. I can't tell you. Was it Betty? No, sir, I cannot tell you. I'm sorry. So was it Lucy? No, sir, my lips are sealed. I'm sorry. He says, all right, well, I admire that, but you got to be punished. So you can't be the altar boy for 4 months. I'll go back. And he goes back to the pew, sits next to his father, and his father says, so what'd you get? I got 4 months vacation and 3 good leads. Dirty jokes my mom, part 50. So my wife's fantasy is to have sex with another man. My fantasy is to have 2 girls at the same time. She was a little confused because now we're having twins with the mailman.
Kyle!
Dirty jokes of my parents, part something. So little Johnny woke up in the middle of the night. He got a little thirsty. So he went to the kitchen. Well, his little brother, Bobby, heard him. So he got up and he followed him. Well, they heard some weird noises coming from their parents' room. And little Johnny says, let's go see what's going on. So little Bobby peeked first. And he said, oh, my God. Little Johnny's like, what? He's like, you won't believe it. I was like, what? Just tell me. I can't believe Mom has the nerve to yell at me for sucking my thumb. Dirty jokes with my mom, part 47. Thank you, Ray Ray, for the joke. What do you call a blind gynecologist? A lip reader. Dirty jokes with my mom, part 2.
Oh, good God.
What happens when you cross paths with an ugly woman?
Well, I don't know what.
You just say hello, you mind your business, you go on. What happens when you run into a decent-looking woman?
You hit on her?
You hold the door for her, say what's up, and go on your way. What happens when you come across a beautiful woman?
I don't know.
You apologize and you wipe it off. I got another one for you. Dirty jokes with my mom, part 39. A young boy was sitting with his grandfather. His grandfather pulled a beer out of the cooler. The boy said, Grandpa, can I have one? He said, well, can your dick touch your butt? He said, no, it can't. He says, then you're not old enough for a beer. Later on, Grandpa lit up a cigar. He said, Grandpa, can I have a cigar? He said, well, can your dick touch your butt? He said, nope. He said, then you're not old enough for a cigar. Little boy had a cookie in his hands. And Grandpa said, hey, can I have some of that cookie? He said, well, can your dick touch your butt? He said, well, hell yeah, my dick can touch my butt. He said, well, then go fuck yourself. Grandma made these for me.
Oh, that's wrong.
I got another one for you. Dirty jokes with my mom, part 39. A young boy was sitting with his grandfather. His grandfather pulled a beer out of the cooler. The boy said, Grandpa, can I have one? He said, well, can your dick touch your butt? He said, no, it can't. He says, then you're not old enough for a beer. Later on, Grandpa lit up a cigar. He said, Grandpa, can I have a cigar? He said, well, can your dick touch your butt? He said, nope. He said, then you're not old enough for a cigar. Little boy had a cookie in his hands. And Grandpa said, hey, can I have some of that cookie? He said, well, can your dick touch your butt? He said, well, hell yeah, my dick can touch my butt. He said, well, then go fuck yourself. Grandma made these for me.
Oh, that's wrong.
Dirty Jokes My Mom Part 62. The mailman Joe was doing his final route, and the whole neighborhood knew that he was retiring. So they, got him some thank you cards. He was going house to house. He was getting little knickknacks and gifts. Well, he got to his very last house on his route, and he was greeted by a beautiful housewife who invited him in for lunch. So he happily agreed. Well, after lunch, she invited him upstairs for dessert, and he happily agreed again. And afterwards, she handed him $1. He's like, what's up with the $1? She's like, oh, it was my husband's idea. When I asked him what we should get you, he said, fuck him, give him $1. The lunch was my idea.
Yeah, I don't think